Welcome to the Real Estate Guys to Success Quick Tip video series. I'm Vance Poindexter, and once again, I'm here with my man Ronnie Adams. What's going on?
Pretty good, pretty good.
You ready to do it again?
This is what we do.
All right. Today we're going to talk about 5 questions that you need to ask to prospective real estate agents to make sure they meet the qualifications that you need, right?
Yeah, definitely. We want to be able to interview your agent just like you would go on an interview for a job.
Gotcha.
You know, so you want to make sure that that agent is doing what you need them to do.
All right.
Or she.
Starting out, question number 1 would be, I would think, how long have you been in the business? What is your experience? And what do you bring to the table to get properties for me?
Exactly. Generally, if I go to a realtor, I'm going to say, okay, well, I want to make sure they're not green, you know, being that they're just getting into the business.
Right.
Because they're going to come to you, yes, I can do whatever you need.
Right.
You know, after you ask them these questions, then you're going to be like, you just started.
Right.
You know? Yeah, exactly. I don't need you. But pretty much, if they're in the business for, you know, a year.
Really?
Then, yeah, a year. If they have to go, you know, sometimes you get somebody that's in the business too long. They kind of are set in their ways, you know.
Right.
Give me somebody who has been about a year, you know, but he has relationships with other people who have been longer, you know. So then I'll kind of, you know,
have contacts.
They have contacts or whatever like that. But when I call the realtor, I want him to do, or he or she to do what I want them to do.
Right.
I don't want them to say, oh, well, you know, I need you to do this, that. No, you do what I tell you to do.
Right.
That's what you're getting paid for, you know.
Okay.
So a year, 2 years, I'm more than cool with that.
All right, good. The second thing I would ask him is, are you familiar with or have you dealt with homes in the geographical area that I'm looking at dealing with?
Exactly.
Because you've done your analysis and said, okay, this is the area that I need to be in to make a profit.
Yeah.
I know I can rent in this area. I know I can get the profit I want in this area. Have you done business in this area and sold homes?
Exactly, because a lot of times you may go to a realtor, and especially if you are looking to rent in the city. A lot of realtors don't want to go to the city, you know. So that particular person may say, well, I'm good over here, but I have never sold anything over there, you know. So then I'm already thinking, well, they don't have any relationships with any other realtors who may be selling there because they're looking to be in this nice area.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'll use you if I'm looking to flip a house, but for the rentals, I may be in this area. You know, I have to make sure that, hey, you're going to be able to service me where I need to be. You know, so that most definitely.
And we've talked about this next point, I know, in at least one other podcast and in some blog posts. We want to make sure that the agent is not also a real estate investor themselves.
You know, we actually had somebody who commented on that.
Yeah,
you
on
know,
our YouTube video.
On our YouTube video.
Right.
We do appreciate that their comment, you know.
did.
But I, for myself, I don't like, or I don't like to use a realtor who is also in the business, being that they are landlords or they're investors also.
Okay.
Now, the question that we got was, well, look, if they're in the business and, you know, if they're a realtor and that they're in the business also, then how about if we take some of what they don't want because they can't buy everything.
Sure.
So, you know, we answered them, or I answered them and said, you're absolutely right. That person can't get everything anyway. So he may or she may have houses that I can still buy, you know, but unless I'm real good with that realtor, you know, unless I'm his friend or her friend, then they may call someone else.
One of their friends.
Exactly. Exactly.
Sure.
So that's another reason why I personally don't like dealing with a realtor who is in the business, only because I don't know them like that.
Well,
you
right.
know,
I mean, there's a filter in front of, there's an automatic filter in front of what you can see at that point.
Exactly.
Right? They're going to take all the good ones and give you
and
the
they're
ones
going to give you the ones that they're, you know, but you would know. Right. I mean, being a new investor, you would know what's good or not. Right. You know, so you're going to be happy for whatever they have. Now, let's remember, he's not going to say, look, I took all these and I left you these. So he's going to say, this is all we have.
Right.
You know, so you think you're getting the good stuff.
Sure.
If I'm going to go, now, it's not like I won't call him or her, you know. I'll call, but I have another realtor who I'm going to find out, well, is that true? Is this list true?
Yeah,
you know,
just to verify,
just to make sure, because I want the houses he wants. You know, and if you are a an investor who is into it, like myself, you know, I hold 35, 40 properties that I hold. You know, I've bought over 100 over the years, but I want the one you want. You know, I don't want the one that you give me or you want me to have.
Right.
I want the one that you want. So I generally don't use an investor realtor.
All right, the last two are kind of tied together. You want to ask them if they're familiar with dealing with bank-owned and foreclosed properties, right?
Yes.
And you also want to know if they have relationships with people
Yes.
who have dealt with bank-owned banks or other
exactly.
financial
Because a
institutions.
lot of sometimes realtors, they just deal with, and I say a person-to-person sale. You know, so I'm dealing with the person who puts a for sale sign in front of their house, and he's still living there.
Right.
So he's selling his personal house. Of course, he has to get a certain amount of money for that house so he can move to another home.
Right.
You know, and he has you know, all his feelings are built up in that house. I'm not taking less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would rather stay here. No, I want a home that is owned by the bank. The bank doesn't care. The only thing they're looking at the bottom line number. Get it off my books. It's making them look bad. Like the way that we are in this economy today, they're like, look, we don't even want to take them anymore. You know, so that's what I want. I want a realtor who deals with bank foreclosures or, you know, properties that have been foreclosed on. And I want to find out again, like you stated, do they have relationships with the banks?
Mm-hmm.
Can he pick up the phone and call somebody that is at the bank and say, what is your new list? You know, a lot of times the bank they'll list their properties with a particular real estate agent company, but then it's a particular agent who's going to get those listings.
Okay.
Anybody in the agency can sell the homes, but he is the head agent that, you know, that's getting the list. So he knows what it is. He can call the bank and say, we have a, you know, your offer, your sales price was $100,000, but I have an offer at 60. Mm-hmm. And to be perfectly honest with you, you need to take the 60 because we're not getting anything else. Right. You know, the bank will lean on that particular agent thinking that, okay, he's looking out for my best interest, being the bank. Gotcha. You know, so that's who you want. You don't want somebody who's just coming in and, you know, they're lollygagging, you know. Yeah. So, because I need to move properties. That's what I'm looking to do.
That's what your business is, right?
That's what it is. That's what it is. Exactly.
All right. There are 5 questions you need to ask a prospective real estate agent that you might want to hire. Again, if you like the video, please rate and comment on the video. Mm-hmm. Also, you can send Ronnie an email directly if you have questions.
Yes.
At Ronnie@realestateguide2success.com. And as always, you can always visit the website, which is www.realestateguide2success.com.
Definitely visit the website. We have a lot of different information that's on there. So come to the website, comment, and we'll go from there.
All right. Thanks again.